Jey Uso has once again heartbreakingly lost the opportunity to win his first singles title. He's the #1 draft pick on Raw, however seems to always be second best. But he wants to change that narrative, and the question is, how? Well, with a big first round King of the Ring victory, he's now preparing to face Ilya Dragunov in the next, when he's approached by Sami Zayn backstage, who says, "Jey, congrats. The King of the Ring is a great way for you to build your profile as a solo competitor. And by the way, if you ever wanted a shot at this Intercontinental Championship, I think you've more than earned it." But Jey doesn't seem to take that very well, and he says, "I don't need no charity, Sami, but I appreciate the offer. And even if I did take you up on it, I just wouldn't want to do it to you. You're my dog, Oos." And Sami, quite taken back, says, "You wouldn't want to do it to me? Jey, what makes you think you could?" It's a testy moment, and you can feel the pressure building for Jey, but the pressure goes up even more when Sami walks away because Chad Gable confronts Jey Uso this time and says, "You know, Jey, we're kind of the same. Both tag team guys, looking for our first singles titles, but let me tell you, you aren't doing it before me. And the fact that you're even in the King of the Ring instead of me is a disgrace. But even worse is Sami looking past me and offering you a shot at the Intercontinental Championship before even defending it in our triple threat match at King and Queen of the Ring. So that's why it's my mission now to stop you and him from any kind of success. Watch your back, Jey, and stay out of my way." Chad Gable and Jey Uso seem to be on a collision path, but the collision path isn't reserved for them because Jey Uso has a date with the Mad Dragon. And it's a brutal fight. Dragunov has impressed so much in a short time, and he's doing it again. They destroy each other. But as Sami said, Jey is the #1 draft pick for a reason, and he nails him with a spear, and he heads up top. But stopping him on the apron is a very apprehensive Tozawa, and we find out why. Chad Gable has sent him down and is forcing him to get involved. Jey doesn't want to hurt Tozawa, but he takes his eye off the prize and he gets thrown off the top by Dragunov, who gets to the second rope and smashes him with a Super H-bomb for the win. Jey loses another big match. Gable keeps his promise. It almost feels like some kind of karma for Jey, considering his history with the Bloodline. But Sami has a message for him when we arrive at King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia. Sami says, "Jey, I'm sorry about what happened with Chad. Our personal rivalry is spilling over to my friends, and that is not okay. So tonight, I'll beat him and Bronson together and put an end to it. But I just have one request. I know you don't like Chad, I know you owe him a receipt, but I need to do this myself. Please don't get involved in the match." And Jey ponders it for a bit and then says, "Hey, all good, Oos. I won't get involved in the match." Bronson Reed makes his entrance and he readies himself, and then it's time for Sami's other challenger, Chad Gable, to head out. And it's going off without a hitch until he gets speared by Jey Uso, and Jey is all over him. He's hammering him and he slams him off the steel steps. He brutalizes him all over ringside. Gable didn't stand a chance. But during the beatdown, Sami Zayn storms out. He doesn't even get his full entrance, and he's furious with Jey, and he says, "What the hell are you doing? I told you not to get involved in the match." Jey, now backing away from Gable, says, "Hey, I didn't hear the bell ring. I gotta handle business. You know how it is, Sami." Zayn is fuming, but he has to focus because he has a triple threat title defense, albeit against a now already battered Gable, who is quickly sent to the outside, and majority of the match takes place between Reed and Zayn. But as it gets to the final stages, the drama really goes through the roof, because Zayn is dropped by a Death Valley driver, and Reed goes up wanting to hit a tsunami, but Gable has somehow been able to re-enter the fray. He's got nothing left after the assault though, and he gets shoved off by Reed directly into the grips of Sami Zayn, who hits him with a blue thunderbomb. Reed leaps off straight away and nails him with a tsunami, but can't follow up for the pin because Zayn is right there and unbelievably lifts him up for a Blue Thunder bomb for the ages. Reed scrapes and crawls his way to the corner looking for solace, but instead he finds a haluva kick and Sami Zayn retains the championship. Gable misses out again, only this time he wasn't pinned and he was cost by Jey Uso. And you just know he won't let that slide. And he takes it out on the members of the Alpha Academy for not having his back. He screams at them and berates them after the match. He's treating them like garbage. But he isn't the only one who's furious, because Zayn gets right up and confronts Jey backstage and says, "What did I say? Huh? I told you not to get involved. I wanted to do this myself." You know what? Maybe I was wrong about you. Maybe Cody was too. Maybe you haven't changed at all, Jey. Once the pressure comes on, you get back to your old ways. Maybe you can't change. Jey bites back and says, "Well, what would I do, huh? I tried everything. I still came up short. I was a champion in the bloodline. So maybe it is karma's, huh? I've done some bad things in the past, but I know I can do this. I know I can win a singles championship. But I'm going to do it my way." And Sami says, "Well, Jey, this is a different beast. And maybe it's taken you a little time to figure it out on your own, but remember, there's no shame in being part of the best tag team ever. Sometimes you need someone else. Sometimes the solo run isn't for everyone. But regardless, good luck in the Battle Royal on Raw. Yeah, I spoke to Pierce, and yet again got you another second chance. So maybe if you win that, I'll see you soon." It's a battle royal for the right to face Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship at Clash in the Castle in Scotland. And the ring is filled to the brim with unbelievably talented professional wrestlers, and that's every man for themselves. And another chance for Jey, another opportunity to prove himself as a solo act once and for all. But as the numbers whittle down, it comes down to 3. Braun Strowman, Chad Gable, and Jey Uso. And Strowman is the clear favourite. Neither Jey nor Chad can manhandle him enough to get him out, and they both try individually. But it's when they work together, they manage to lift the big man out of the ring, and there is only 2 men left standing. It's 1-on-1, but who will be the one? Both men landed at the same time. There's no way to separate them. Both men are desperate for the chance to win their first singles title. But then General Manager Adam Pearce has to step in and he says, No. This is not how it ends. We are going to... But Sami Zayn walks out and cuts him off and says, "Hold on, Adam. With all due respect, I have another solution. Both of these men, despite what Chad has done to me and Jey, deserve a shot. But Chad, I'm talking to you. This is it. Because I'm a fighting champion, Jey, I think you deserve it as well. So let's do it all over again. Triple threat at Clash at the Castle." Sami means it when he says he's a fighting champion. And for the second straight PLE, this time at the Hydro in Scotland, he gives both Jey and Chad the chance to capture their first singles title. But who can take their moment? It's a titanic struggle, and it's one of the best matches, let alone triple threat matches, we've seen. All 3 with talent that is off the scales. Sami desperate to retain and prove he's a fighting champion. Jey and Chad desperate to get their first taste of gold. But the culmination of the match is about as dramatic as it gets, because Jey hits Gable with a hip attack and he wisely rolls to the outside, leaving Jey and Sami standing. And the crowd rises to their feet. They know the history and they love them both. And as they both agree, they start trading. They throw whatever they have left at each other, and Jey wins the trade-off. He's got him, but as he lines him up for a super kick, he hesitates. He just sees his friend. He doesn't want to do it. But then quickly from the side, it's Gable. He capitalizes and he chaos theories Jey, but he just rolls out of his reach. He can't make the cover. But Sami tries a blue thunderbomb. Gable escapes, and then he rolls him through and lands a chaos theory. 1, 2. Otis has had enough of Chad Gable. Sami doesn't even know what's happened. He was down from the chaos theory. Gable, just like Bronson Reed, tries everything to get to his feet, but he's only found himself in the corner. And Sami takes his chance. He hits the haluva kick and he wins it. Sami does it. He survives, and it leaves Gable, and most notably Jey Uso, still without that vital singles title win. I gotta be honest, the last few weeks have been really tough. I'm so desperate to keep this championship that it's consumed my life. It's all I talk about at home. It's all I think about at night. So much so that I re-injured my elbow. It's not a serious one. It's just gonna keep me out of the next month or so, but it shows how much this means to me. So to have all that behind me and to have it settled in the ring the right way is a relief. Hey, I hear you, Sami. I hear you, and it must be a relief to have settled things with Chad Gable. I didn't see anything settled between us. I wasn't pinned. And Sami, pretty taken back, says, "You're right, Jey, you weren't pinned, but you were beaten. I mean, come on, man." And Jey defiantly says, "You're right. You're right." It's not something a fighting champion would say, but fair enough. And this sparks a real reaction from Sami, who says, "Jey, I could have made Pierce restart that battle royal. I could have watched Chad Gable throw your ass out, but I didn't. I went in with no champion's advantage against two of the best, and yeah, I got lucky. Otis saved my ass, but in this industry, you make your own luck. And I made my luck by being a genuine person. I've always stayed loyal. Can you say the same?" No. You said you wanted to earn a shot, right? Well, you did, and you lost. So maybe focus on earning another one. Because you said it best. You don't want no charity. Be careful what you wish for, Jey, because I respect you and I love you like a brother. But maybe this time, it'll be me who doesn't want to do it to you again. Jey refuses to pull the trigger again, and this crisis of conscience continues all the way to Money in the Bank, where Jey is left off the card and Sami is out injured, but that does not stop the sparks from flying, and they get into yet another heated argument backstage, because Jey starts it by saying, "I can't help but feel like you've got a lot more to say, Sami. We've been through a lot, Oos. I can see the look on your face, so tell me what you're really thinking." You want to know what I think, Jey? I don't think you have it in you. I don't think you have the killer instinct that you had when you were in the bloodline, because you ain't nothing without someone backing you up. You had your chance at Clash, you didn't take it. You had the chance on Raw, you didn't take it. You can't do it, Jey. And Jey bites back and says, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who my family is?" And Sami screams at him and says, "Yeah, I know your family. And they all have the killer instinct. If you think you have it, why don't you show me? Show me right now. Hit me in the face right now." Don't let this come between you. You've been through so much. Sammy, you're the reason Jey is who he is today. You brought out the best in him. And Jey, you got out of that toxic environment and you got better. You've seen title defense after title defense after title defense come about by interference with your family. So most of them, if not all of them, have an asterisk. Don't be the asterisk, Jey. You're better than that. There's only one way to settle this, and you two know exactly how. I'm not a general manager, but I am your friend. You two deserve this moment together. But don't let this come between you and your friendship. Once that bell rings, leave friendship at ringside. But once it rings again, pick it back up. Because championships are temporary. The brotherhood you two have is forever. Cody with real words of wisdom, and it calms the storm. And it's also made official by Adam Pearce. Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam, in what will unquestionably be the most emotional match we've seen. But as Sami asked, will Jey Uso have the killer instinct to finally get it done? Will they both get a chance on the cusp of SummerSlam to show the other just how sharp they're going to be? And Jey is at ringside for Sami's first match back after injury, and he hasn't lost a step. He dispatches his opponent, and then, somewhat condescendingly, invites Jey into the ring. There's a tense moment as they cross paths, because you can tell the respect and love is there, but both men are as competitive as they come. And Jey shows that he is switched on, and he decimates his opponent, and quick. It's unbelievable. And Jey, now with the shoe on the other foot, somewhat condescendingly invites Sami into the ring. These two men have been through so much, and you can see the emotion bubbling right on the surface as Sami has a final message for Jey. When I first started messing with the bloodline, it was because I sought validation. I wanted to belong to something. And here's the thing, Jey. It was you. It was you, out of everyone, that I wanted validation from the most. So this is a full circle moment, isn't it? Because now, you need me for validation. This, for me, and I know damn well for you, is the biggest match of our careers for so many reasons. So Jey Uso, bring your best. Bring a killer instinct, because if you don't, I'm gonna be forced to do it to you again. Jimmy, not tonight of all nights. Just give me this, please. Nah, it ain't like that, Oos. I just wanted to say I never wanted you to be anything beyond what we were as a tag team. After everything we've been through, and after seeing the bloodline for what it is, they the twos, and you the one. The moment arrives, the emotion spilling out of Jey and Sami as they throw down with pure respect and love for each other, but with the veracity of two competitive beasts that they are. Knowing each other so well, they have counters for everything. They are incredibly even in every single way. But the question all along has been, can Jey put Sami away? Does he have the killer instinct to do it to Sami and capture his first singles title? Well, late in the match, we get the answer. Sami has tried it all. He's tried the Koji clutch, but Jey broke out. He's hit the Blue Thunder Bomb, but Jey kicked out. Even hitting a haluva kick, and Jey barely kicks out at the tightest of 2.9s. Sammy knows he needs to find his own killer instinct. And he does. He takes Jey over to the corner and he wants to hit the brainbuster that led to him winning the championship in the first place. But as he gets him up, Jey counters. He was ready, and Jey nails Sammy with a spear. And then he goes to the corner, somewhat reluctantly, calls him to his feet, and he nails him with another. But now, the moment arrives. Can he finish him off? Jey has a crisis of conscience. He knows what he needs to do, but he can't do it to his friend, someone who helped bring out the very best in him. But Sammy pulls himself up and brings out something else. He starts screaming at him. Do it, Jey. Finish it. Come on.